Hey, it's Joe from the Hookin Hut. Hey guys, um, I got an order this week. Well, not this week, but last week, of somebody wanting a Yarny Monster, and the Yarny Monster was created by Amigurumi to go at Ravelry, and it's really fantastic. I love her stuff. Anyway, so when I was working on it, and I hadn't made an Amigurumi in a while, um, I was thinking for some reason it just started going through my mind all the things that I found so frustrating when I first started making these little fellas, because some of them have tiny little body parts, and trying to get those little body parts on and everything evened up, and what kind of eyes to get, and how the heck am I going to get that darn neck attached to the body, more or less, much less the crazy arm in between there. And it was just, oh, it was a mess. It was a mess. So, anyways, while I was thinking that, I got to laughing because now I have everything I need to do it and do it properly, and it's enjoyable. And so it was like, okay, that's it. I know what I got to do. I've got to make up a series. Please don't do that. I've got to make up a series of videos that cover certain things within making amigurumis that my cat amigurumis that frustrated me to no end, and maybe I can end a little bit of your frustration in the process. So today, and they're going to be fast, hopefully fast. I prattle on a lot, but today we're going to do it on Fiberfill. Tomorrow I'm going to do it on needles. When I say needles, I don't mean knitting needles. I mean the needles, the best needles in the world for putting, for putting these tiny little arms and legs and ears onto your amigurumi without it becoming a nightmare. And then Wednesday, we're going to do it on stitch markers. Stitch markers, yes, stitch markers. And it was an experiment that I did here lately, so I'll share that with you then. Thursday will be eyes, which is what types of eyes work best. Is it using buttons? This type of buttons where it's smooth on front and you sew on the back, or using safety eyes. I'll tell you where the best place on the internet is to get eyes, at least from my view, because she does just wonderfully fast service for it. And then Friday, it's going to be continuous rounds versus both loops. Or, no, continuous rounds versus joined. Sorry. I was looking down two things at the same time. Which one works better for doing amigurumis? And then Monday is the biggie. Monday is the big one that causes arguments. And that's back loop versus both loops. Now I'm caught back up. Back loop versus both loops. Now, if you've got arthritis, or somebody who has arthritis and they love to crochet, this is the best episode that you'll want to get in on, because I have arthritis in my hands, and so it does catch it and hurt on occasion. So if some of you are in the same boat, that's the one you want to be here for, because I just discuss the benefits of doing back loop, because it takes so much pressure off of your thumb when you're doing that, and your hands. And when you look how tiny this little fella is, it's going through, unless you have problems with your joints, you just don't know the nightmare of creating tiny little toys like this. So for as long as you can get by with making them, hey. And we'll look at the differences in what a toy crocheted in both loops look like compared to one like Speedy here that's crocheted in the back loop only. So anyways, right now let's dive into today's topic, which is Fiberfill. What's the best Fiberfill? Okay, well, first of all, my adventures in Fiberfill were a bit of a nightmare, because I found Amigurumi Go's stuff, and I was wanting to crochet all these plushies, and I knew I was going to have to get some Fiberfill, but I didn't know which one to get. So I went to my random Walmart, and there's this big cage in the back wall, and it's jam-packed full of all kinds of Fiberfill. Ah! Couldn't they just make one? No, of course not. because there's a lot of reasons you don't want to have just one type of fiberfill. But anyway, so I decided today that this was an important one to have on for those of you who are new to it and want to learn about a little bit very quickly about fiberfill. I'm not getting into details. There's all kinds of things that you can use to stuff your plushies. You can use old pillows, whatever. Not going into it. But anyway, what I'm gonna show you here is what you don't see in the bag. Now, so let's just say that you just walked over to your random Walmart and you came across this one, the original polyfill. Looks pretty good. You look at it, it's nice and squishy. It says premium. I like that. 16 ounces. Best performing fiberfill for pillows, dolls, stuffed toys. There we go. And crafts. Superior resiliency, smooth consistency, will not bunch. Very important thing. Washable, hypoallergenic, also important. Made from recycled materials for those of you who like that. Over on the right here, it shows you in the red that with the 16-ounce bag, you can make at least one 15-inch stuffed toy, at least 5 6-inch stuffed toys, at least one 18-inch pillow, and at least 8 square feet of snow or cloudscapes, which has nothing to do with us. And best of all, it's made in the USA. It could practically go in the Smithsonian. So anyway, and, ooh, my fave, right at the top, includes a free stuffing toy. And the stuffing tool, stuffing tool is just a stick. It's a blunt, guys! Sorry. If what you can't see right now is there's tooth bites where my cats have been using it as a toy. Thanks, guys. Anyway, it's blunt on one end and larger, and then on the other end, it's tapered and blunt, and so that'll go up, push the fiberfill up into the little tight spaces on, like with these little arms and stuff. Although, warning, you do not want to push too hard because it really will go out the tip of the arm. Yes, that just happened last week. Okay, so you've seen this one, and you look around at the side and you see this cute little stuffed bear that's a pattern you can use to cut out and whatever. And you're looking at it and it's like, okay, yeah, I wish I could feel it. And you try to press through the bag and it's like, whatever. And you can't really separate the fiber very well being in a plastic bag. So you just go, okay, what else is there? Well, there's also Morning Glory has premium polyester fiberfill. And it comes in a 20-ounce bag here. Maximum resiliency and loft. Perfect for fiber sculptures. Firmer feel. Machine wash and dry. Hypoallergenic. Pure optic white. Soft polyester fibers. Why I need to know that it's pure optic white, I have no clue. For crafters who demand the best. And then down here, here's where it gets interesting. For down-like softness, try our cluster stuff. Now this just told me something about this fiberfill that's very important. This tells me that yes, it is firm, and that if I want a softer one, don't use this fiberfill. Go look in the big bin there for the cluster stuff or what's down there. And better, down here at the bottom, look at that, Creative Helpline, 1-800-406-4080. Whip out your cell phone and call and ask them about their fiberfill while you're sitting there looking at it. Because I can almost guarantee you, at least at our Walmart, they don't know squat about crafts. I don't know why some of those girls are even in the crafting department. Because, sweetie, if you haven't picked up a crochet hook or a knitting needle, you don't belong in the crafting section. But anyway, so that's my bias. Okay, and also this one's also created with pride in the USA, another item for the Smithsonian. So you look at it and you compare it off to what you see in the polyfill, and it's like, okay, this one's like blazing white, but then I have a cataract, so everything looks yellow. But And you look at this and it's like, yeah, well, there's definitely a difference, but I wish I could touch them. And you can, but only if you buy both bags. So what I'm going to show you right now is what you're missing by not being able to open up the bag and take a look-see. All right, so we're going to look at the original polyfill in this bag right now. Oh, and the other one, Morning Glory, does not come with a stick. Okay, so in this bag here, this is what it looks like. Can you see that? You see how springy that is? If you go to squeeze it, it just pops right back out for the most part. But it's just really, really spongy, spongy soft. And that's uh, great, really. Okay, sorry, I'm still sitting here squeezing it. Okay, the other one that you will find in Morning Glory, I can't help it, guys. The other you find in the Morning Glory is this. Now, this one, it feels like cotton. This one feels, polyestery. This feels just like cotton, but it's not. It's polyester. But it's just the way that the polyester stuff has been processed. But it makes it very dense, dense material. Um, if you squeeze it into a ball, it's basically going to stay down. It's unlike the other one. And I'll give you a better idea of, what it's like to work with it. Okay, let's say that you've got this one. This is another piece that's from out of there. I'm just fluffing it up just a little bit so I can put it in a ball. I'm making a couple balls for my cats, so this was the best time to do it. Now, I've got this Fiberfill here, and I've got this little ball. It's going to close over onto this. They love little balls, so now I'm going to put this. Now, watch the way that this is going into the ball. Now, see how neat and easy that was? And tuck that down in there. See? Nice and neat, nice and easy there. Okay, now, this is working with the more fluffy, springy, bouncy, bouncy Fiberfill. This is what happens when you go to put it in this. Get that tail in there. When I'm doing toys for the cats, I don't bother cutting tails, just sticking them in there. Consider it part of the stuffing. Okay, now this here, I'm going to start putting that inside. Okay, maybe I'm not. Let me do this again. I'll get a smaller amount. I'm going to put this inside of this ball. It's the exact same size ball. It's the same one. But you can see it's not as easy to work with. Why? Because the little bugger is wanting to come out. It's not a whole lot. This should be able to hold it down nice and firm. But what this type of Fiberfill does is because it's springy, it likes to try to crawl back out when you're working on things. And if I just let it sit here for a little bit, it's going to crawl out. If I just let it sit, that little sucker will eventually crawl its way up more. Meanwhile, this one's sitting there behaving itself. So, misbehaving child, well-behaved child. But the difference is, now see this, when I go to squeeze it, very squeezably soft. This one, it squeezes, but if you could feel it, it's a lot firmer because of the type of Fiberfill it is. So, which one of these guys do you want to buy? Both. To be honest, buy them both. Because that way you'll have one of each on hand. And then when you're doing your, making your amigurumis, you'll know, you'll be able to decide, do I need a soft one or do I need a hard one? Now, how do you know the difference? Okay, well, who are you making the amigurumi for? If you're making it for a baby, you really want the soft, spongy stuff because it's just like Mrs. Duck here with her apple hat. She's very squeezely. Look at that. Look how soft and squeezably she is for a baby. Oh, you can just see the happiness on a little kid's face, just squeezing and hugging the little ducky. But this guy, um, my little girl here, who's in her pink camouflage because she's in the army, she is solid as a rock. That is not a baby's toy. Baby could go and kill itself. So hospital. But I mean, seriously, that is one hard little monster. But what you would want that solid for, and she's made out of this one, the Morning Glory one, the one that creates a much, much firmer um, plushy. This would be for an older child because you really don't want soft and plushy for someone who's going to be brutalizing their toys, playing with them a lot, because after a while, the fiber is going to um, wear down, it's going to relax, and so it's not going to be as fluffy. In fact, it's just going to get smaller on the inside, so there'll be a lot of space there that doesn't have fiber fill really in the end. But you don't have that problem when you're using the, that. So for older kids, you want the plushies made out of this or something that you're just going to stick on the shelf. This is what you want. For babies, this is what you want. This type of plushy, squeezy, soft type stuff. And that's, I really like it. But anyways, so that's what I've got to share with you on that. This is what the for a soft one looks like, and this is what again for a harder, firmer amigurumi work looks like. So get both of them. That way, you never have to worry about who you're making the amigurumi for. You've got the exact right sort of fiber fill for that amigurumi. So that's it for today. Tomorrow, I hope that's been helpful, by the way. If it hasn't, let me know in the notes. If you need me to clear something up, let me know in the comments below. Um, if you have another brand of Fiberfill that you think is even better, oh, please leave it in the comments below so we can all check it out and stuff. And if you have, an associate affiliate link to it, put your affiliate link down. Although I would suggest going to tinyurl.com and putting your big long link in it because people have been known to steal affiliate link information and you don't want to have your all the money that you've worked for stolen out of your account. That's just a freebie tossed in there. But anyway, so that's it for today. Stop by the Hookin Hut on Facebook page and like our page. Share it with your friends. You'll also see Sarah Lieb of Sarah Lieb Crochet. She's got stuff on at the Hookin Hut as well. And she also has a really nice video that she's done up on what if you're older or you have, like, say, MS, which a number of people I know have MS who are still trying to crochet. What happens if you drop your hook or your needle or your stitch marker, whatever, or your yarn, whatever it is that you've dropped on the floor, like maybe if you're walking across the room or whatever, how do you get it off the floor without falling over if you've got really poor balance? And so Sarah takes you through the whole thing step by step and shows you how to do it. And it's really good. And if you know somebody who does have a problem with balance and they're a crocheter or a knitter, send them off to the Hookin Hut at on Facebook. And also, don't forget to like the video here and to subscribe so you don't miss out on the Amigurumi series. And if there's anything, again, that you want me to make a video about as far as amigurumis go, let me know, and I'll do it up for you. And if I can't come up with a good enough video, I'm sure I can possibly talk Sarah Lieb into doing it. Sorry, kiddo. Anyway, so that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow, and we will take on needles then. Bye.